Minnesota Vikings were potentially looking to replace Kirk Cousins and find the successor. Well, maybe not replace this year, but find the successor for after the 2023 season. But the Vikings didn't spend high draft capital. They didn't trade up for Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud or Anthony Richardson. They did not take Will Levis at 23 when he was sitting there chilling. So the succession plan may be kicked down the road just a smidge, and that's fine. Kirk Cousins, even though he's going to be 35 this fall, is playing some of the best football in his career, as well as him, Kevin O'Connell, Justin Jefferson, all that stuff working together. So things are looking pretty Kirky right now. And yes, we have believed in backup quarterbacks before. All right, it sort of is what it is. But now the Minnesota Vikings have invested a draft pick in fifth rounder at 164 overall, Jaren Hall out of BYU. And this is different. This is different than the Kellen Mond situation because now Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah have their own handpicked guy from the draft that they can work with and develop. Of course, Kellen Mond was a Spielman and Zimmer selection. Well, Zimmer wasn't about that life. I've seen him practice, all that stuff. But Jaren Hall, the pride of BYU, pretty excited about it, especially getting him later in the draft. And Jaren Hall and the Vikings young players took the field at rookie camp over the weekend, and some good things were said. So first off, Kevin O'Connell, quote, I'll spend a lot of time with Jaren Hall, and I love the way he came out and commanded a group of guys that are learning a bunch of information for the first time. There were some ups, there was some downs, and that's what we expect. Of course, being on the field for the first time with the coaches, first NFL practice action for all of these young guys. I mean, it's to be expected. I'm sure Addison, even though he showed up and showed out, I'm sure that he had some down moments and some coachable and teachable moments as well. So, again, we definitely don't say that we're a journalist at all, but sometimes this is a very trusting face, and people tell us things. So we have a souse inside Vikings rookie minicamp. Now, of course, there wasn't media there the entire time. There was some just taking some B-roll. There obviously weren't fans, but so take this with a grain of salt. But Jaren Hall apparently looked very good at minicamp, notably mature leadership. Of course, him being 25 certainly helps. Had some life experience. It's a lot different than if you're a 20, 21, 22-year-old kid coming into the league. Also married, that is a pretty big step as well. And so him coming in with a bunch of young guys who probably away from college for the first time, probably away from home for the first time, the first experience as a professional football player, and he steps into the huddle and is like, hey, we got this. Shoot. Solid ball placement, quick grasp of the concepts of the offense, as it's a bit of a crash course right now. Kevin O'Connell, Wes Phillips, getting them into the offense, getting them ready for OTAs when everyone is all together. And basically, of course, this is all subjective, but he looked like an NFL quarterback. And now I understand that could be seen as a backhanded compliment or damning with faint praise, but you literally cannot say that about every single player that's in the National Football League at quarterback. But overall, did impress at his first rookie minicamp. And I do like Jaren Hall a lot, even though he is a little bit up there in age, a little bit on the shorter side. I do think that he does have good footwork. I think that he does have a solid NFL arm. I do like his ball placement, especially on deep shots down the field. I love that he takes care of the football. He's very judicious. I love the various concepts and full route trees that he worked with his receivers at BYU. And frankly, I think that he's a phenomenal pickup, especially considering there was a pretty clear run on quarterbacks day 3 as all teams are looking for the next Brock Purdy. And frankly, of all the guys that went day 3, even guys that went high like Jake Haener, Stetson Bennett, Aiden O'Connell, Clayton Tune, DTR, probably the only guy I would take over Jaren Hall is DTR. I think I would have taken a shot on him, but getting Hall in the 5th round, way down the draft board. I mean, the Packers taking Sean Clifford over Jaren Hall. For that, we thank you. We'll take it, man. We absolutely will. Now, I'm not ready to say that Jaren Hall is going to supplant Nick Mullins as QB2. That's really premature. And also, Nick Mullins is a very solid NFL backup with a legitimate game experience. He could hold the ship down, knock on all the wood, God forbid, if there was an alien abduction. But I do think that it's quite possible that the Vikings roll with 3 quarterbacks on the 53, which is a little bit unorthodox since a lot of teams roll with 2 to save that roster spot on the 53 and then try and get your young quarterback down on the practice squad initially, and then you can protect him. So I think that Jaren Hall will show up enough in training camp and preseason that the Vikings will have to keep him on the 53 just so they don't have to put him through waivers the first time around, because I believe, man, and yes, I fully understand that this could potentially just be the next flavor of the week. The backup quarterback, especially the young backup quarterback, especially the rookie draft pick backup quarterback, is always the most popular guy in town, but we'll see what happens, man. I think that Jaren Hall has a lot of great intangibles to potentially move on up to the east side. Finally got ourselves a piece of the pie. Your thoughts are thoughts. Souses say that Jaren Hall looks sharp at Vikings rookie minicamp. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. We'll support the work. Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.